tail. Okay, I am at Homestead in the Career Truck Series on Heat 5, and I had trouble figuring out Homestead, and I kind of narrowed down why I struggle at tracks like Homestead. Progressive banking. They put progressive banking in here, and unlike a regular track, Bristol has progressive banking. I think Kansas has progressive banking, but I run it differently. And it's also got those seams, so it kind of forces you into, you know, a certain line, which means that lines are more important at progressive banking tracks than regular. Hey, yes, I did, Wade. Hey, Wade. So that means, like on a regular bank track, you know, say you got 20 degrees. Well, you got 20 degrees on the left side of the car or truck, you get 20 degrees on the right side of the car or truck. So it's like an even slope. Progressive banking means that the banking gets higher, or more banking as you go up the track. So that means the right side of the car or vehicle is higher than the left side relatively on a progressive banking track. So you have to account for that. First you have to figure out all that, which took me pretty much 2 seasons on Heat 4 to do, that there was something screwed up with it. And then figure out, okay, well, what does that do? It changes the setup, you know, it changes what you're doing. It's kind of like you can either compensate on the right side, you can compensate on the left side, or you can do a combination. But you have to figure that out, you know. So I am slow in the truck at flat tracks and progressive banking tracks. I did figure Bristol out, and I'm pretty good at Kansas, but it wasn't because I knew any of that. In these tracks I struggle at, I kind of figured that out, and it's kind of helped me figure out why some adjustments do what they do. I'm running a 3-gear setup.
Careful, still there.
See where I am up here? There's more banking than the guys have down below. So banking helps you turn.
Careful, still there. All right.
Are you getting it yet?
Inside. All right.
Whoa.
You're clear.
Still gets loose at the beginning of a run. I should have stayed up high. It's either that or it's because I was next to somebody and it was aero. We had a lot more aero issues in Heat 5. I think that, you know, the preview was after the update in Heat 4.
Careful, still there. Hold your line, got one inside. Still there.
You see? I just turned it. I just turned it in, and you can hear it. I didn't hit the brake at all. That slide was the just me turning it. If I turn it too much, I'll spin myself out.
Still there.
And this was a tight setup before I got into the race. So now it's a loose setup. Yeah, look how that works. So I
Still there.
put some wedge in it. But I'm also in traffic, which is, you know, when I practice, I try to run some races, because how your car or truck acts in practice is different than it will around other cars or trucks, and in a race lobby, which is different than a practice
You
lobby.
got room, you're clear there.
And now it's getting a little tighter, which is good and bad. See, it doesn't like going across, you know, from bottom to top kind of thing. So try to find a spot on the track you can run. Remember, there is a seam up here at the end of turn 2, between the top two lines. I ran below it there. So you got to be careful if you're running the middle line or mid to high line. Because the seam will get you loose. See, I'm slow. These are AI trucks, but they are 105 speed rating. So it means I'm less than a 105 speed rating. A track like Homestead, that's typically not as worrying as other tracks, but for the most part, you want to be able to beat the AI to have a chance of beating guys online, because the guys online tend to be faster than all the AI, and the fast guys. I mean, everybody races and everybody runs at different speeds, but you talk about those pro leaguers, yeah, they run like a speed rating like 110 plus, if you want to compare them. So to be fast offline is like a requisite to really having a chance to win if you're racing against those kind of fast guys. So figure out how to win against the AI is not a bad thing. Like I said, I would say it's a requirement to figuring out the online stuff.
Hold your line, stay high.
So this is my first attempt
Hold your line, stay high.
at a Homestead with this kind of setup.
Careful, still there. You're all clear on the bottom there. Clear high, bud.
What's different about it is it's a lot less stagger. It's more stable because of that. I'm kind of mostly it's my mindset, running it differently, easing through the corners more instead of charging them. See, it's still get a little loose off. As if you're watching the tire temps, they went from the right front being high to the right rear being high, and I think we got what, 25 laps. So that's like 10 laps in, and the truck is flipping over. So I need to add a little wedge to it. See, it was okay there. It's like if you put it in certain positions, very line sensitive. This is like the mid to high line, which is a good line through 3 and 4. Yeah, see it, I gotta drive it. 2% loose, I was 2% tight in practice. It's also at night, and night used to make you tight, but with the new rubber compounds that Goodyear's been making the last few years, the rubber down on the track tends to make you loose at night, which is, you know, different. So we got that too. And you practice during the day for this track, and the lobbies are different anyway, so this is really practice for me for my upcoming championship races this weekend, because all 4 races will be run at night. And as you see, I'm only 7th against the AI in this first stage. I can only qualify 12th. I could have qualified faster. I don't really do a whole qualifying thing here. But my right side tire wear has evened out at the halfway mark of the run. So that's encouraging. So now we just have to figure out where the speed is. Yeah, truck stages don't give you a lot of opportunity to, you know, to run. You don't have a lot of laps. So you pretty much got to get in a truck and have the setup set. You know, you got to know, okay, this is what I got. I don't. I'm using this for practice because this is going to give me better information than running 1,000 laps in practice. So, you know, than during a real race. I mean, it's just an offline race, but these lobbies are closer to what the online lobbies are, even though I found them much more random than the offline race lobbies. Yeah, see, it's turning good. The temps are closer on the right to where I want them. The left side temps are like so low. It tells me I might have a little room to move over there for stability. But what about speed? Need speed. Greasy, fast speed. Rocky turns out there. And I don't race in the trucks at Homestead enough to really know what the hell race pace I should be running. Cup I'm pretty familiar with. Xfinity also I'm a little out to lunch as far as knowing, okay, this will be good, or this is, you know, way bad. I'm just looking at, I got a 7th place truck and a field of AI cars. I'm not that far behind. I'm only just about a straightaway behind the leader there. So that can change as the race goes along. So I'm not totally out to lunch, but I'm not where I wanted to be. But this is the point. It's Monday. I race Friday night. So it's a little tick tight. It didn't feel tight. So here, let's see how it runs. Less fuel in it. You can do that. Yeah, see, it's like, it acts loose, but it's tight, so it must be getting too tight. Kinda, but let's see. Let's try the wedge first. I can, you know, not this particular race, but I can run, you know, 20 quick races this week if I need to.
Looking inside now.
So yeah, this race is Friday, and then I got Xfinity on Saturday.
You're clear.
My gearing. And I got Cup on Sunday. So I got plenty of time to work on it, and I've actually been working on it for about a month. But I was actually concentrating on the Cup car, because for me the Cup car is the hardest to figure out. I actually got it running pretty good, and this is a version of that Cup setup that I'm actually using. And the Cup car does not yaw like that. That's yaw. That's like almost wanting to over-rotate because it's a little bit too loose on the start. Now I got it sideways, so that's why I added the wedge to it. Well, it seems much more stable now at this end, now that I got a lap on the tires. The pressure's come up. But I'm also going to be racing against a guy you all might know and love. His name is Celtics. It's Celtics 30-30-30, or is it, now I think he changed it to Mo Power Celtics. And he's really good at Homestead. So to beat him would be amazing, but I have no illusions. He'll probably be faster than me, so the race will have to come to me, in my opinion, instead of me going out and getting it, because I don't think I can gain like you know, half a second a lap before Friday. I've already gained a half a second. See, the AI is coming back on me. Look at that. I didn't even notice it. The gearing gets me out front, but I'm not as fast as them at the start. I don't fire off as fast. Yeah, I think it equalizes out. You can tell by you're watching the leader, because that's the guy you got to beat to win the race. So if you're not sure how you're rating, you know, like average per lap at what point of the run, and these are short runs. I'll learn more in the third stage and run a full gas run. But okay, so I'm 0.5 behind the leader here, so it's half a second. So you know, if I keep that up, I can see, you know, per lap how slow I am. That was 0.5 at the checkered flag, right? So we're up to 0.7 now. His handling might have gone away. He went up top. That's typically what the AI do when they get a little bit slower. But okay. So how slow am I? Well, 0.3. So I'm at least 0.3 off, matching the leader's speed. Now, ideally, to manage your online performances as a gauge, you want to be faster than the AI. So I'm 0.3 off. But we're also running in a draft here, which can be misleading. See, if there was no draft, I might have the fastest truck amongst these AI guys. But I don't know. I don't think so. You know, I'm not going to fool myself. But I might. It's just possible. You know, I ran away with it because of gearing. I got out front, but they ran me down because, you know, all these guys in a pack versus one truck by themselves at a track like this, they have the advantage, you know. And they don't even have to be lined up. You don't have to be lined up in a track like this. You just have to be together, since everybody here from me forward is in this draft pack and, you know, holding on to it. So you see, he pulled out, what, another 3/10 or so? So it's 3/10 a lap that I am slower than them, even in the draft. That's not good. So I close up in here, because I use the draft to pull up to them, so. But if my handling gets too bad, I'm going to lose this lead pack. So I finished 7th before, I'm in 6th now, so I'd say I have a top 10 truck against these group of guys right now. Now how do I fix that? I don't think I'm going to fix that in the race here. Not a whole lot I can do. I put another click of tape on it, but that's not going to gain me 3/10 of speed a lap. Might gain me a half a tenth or maybe even a tenth. If that's part of the issue. And see, I'm a little tight now. It's not bad, you know, about 2% tight, you can still be really fast here at Homestead, because it keeps it stable. But the AI also are running a little bit different line. They're running, it's not a bad line, it's a fast line, but not everybody can run it the whole fuel run. And this, these stages, what are they? You know, they're only 12 laps. That's half a fuel run, or less than half a fuel run. 28 laps a gas, 25 laps a gas, not about half a fuel run. And to be able to do that, the whole fuel run, is something that not a lot of online guys can do or want to do. A lot of guys take the high line because it can give you much more speed off the turn. So if you're trying to pass somebody, you know, inside is not always a good way at a progressive bank track. See, I'm 4% tight, but I'm not tight. You know, I'm not having trouble turning it. It just wants to turn. I'm kind of, you know, holding it from turning too much. If anything, I might be a little tight in, but I only have basically one adjustment that can loosen it up in, but I think it loosens it up too much. But we'll have to experiment with that during the week. So it looks like I'm going to get a 6th place here. Well, the other thing is, you know, even though Xfinity and Truck have the same engine packages, they're totally different vehicles, but I got to be faster than the Truck and Xfinity. So that's one thing I can go by, in gauging how slow or fast I am. These tire wear looks a lot like my Phoenix setup, which is interesting, but here's my setup. Okay, see here we're going to have a full fuel run and maybe a green flag pit stop. Usually the AI does not allow you to. I can change that. I already changed it, you know, but it'll probably be one caution. And it's fairly typical in most leagues. No, I'm not gonna touch it. Let's try one more click of tape. Yeah. I know it might seem like weird tire temps, but as you can see, it was very stable, but yet still had those little issues.
Almost ready now.
It's good to see with my 100% pit crew. They got me out up front from 6th place. And also you can see I've been in 3rd gear the whole time. As I said, this is from my cup setup, and typically in truck you don't have a lot of reason to go into your tire saving or gas saving gear. It's becoming a habit, mainly because you never know when you're going to need it, and there's a couple races that I lost on gas mileage in particular that I could have used one. Helped me win my Xfinity race in Martinsville. And my cup race the next day. Well, that was more luck than anything. But I had to be in a position, and it allowed me to be in 2nd place. The guy in front of me logged out. Oh, Dive bomb. That's a dive bomb.
Inside.
I saw him coming, but I didn't think he, you know, whatever. The AI drives like that. I don't recommend driving like that. You make a lot of enemies that way.
Careful, still there.
Rule of thumb is in real life is if you're on the guy's bumper, I mean like within a half a car length, that's one thing. If you're 2 car lengths or more back, yeah, you're gonna probably get together with the guy because he's not gonna expect you to dive bomb him. Now you can offset that, like if you're faster than the guy, he's a lap car, or you're just, you know, on pressure tires, or you're just that much faster than him. If you're in the same party and you communicate with them, okay, I'm gonna go to your inside here, you know, and tell them beforehand. And you tell them too late and you get together, that's on you, you know, kind of thing. Unless he just wanted to hit you, which is also a possibility. The truck feels a little faster, and you saw I didn't do anything to it, except add a little tape to it. Might have had something to do with it, but and I'm not used to how sensitive P5 is affecting your setup aero-wise when you're behind trucks and cars. So, you know, I might be a little bit tight here because, you know, I'm running right behind these guys. See, they're taking the air off your nose, so when you get into the turns, it's making your tires work more. That's what aero tight is. So the guy out front has the air helping him stick in the turns, whereas the guys behind him, the front tires are working harder. So the car can get tight just from being behind somebody. But I'll probably be running like this online in my races, so this is a good, you know, good thing to take into account. Sometimes when you're watching the programs, you know, the commentators can be really good at passing along information and saying, you know, well, he was fine when he was running second, you know, nose to tail with the leader, and then when he got out front, he couldn't hold the lead because he got too loose. Because he didn't have, you know, he all of a sudden had his car changed because the air on it changed the car. You know, it now worked with a different balance. So his balance was, well, he needs to tighten up that car because he was a little loose or neutral behind the car, but he got, you know, loose out front instead of getting tight behind the car and being, you know, kind of neutral out front. So if you're loose, follow the leader. You know, if you're tight, that's a whole different thing. Because if you're tight, and you can't get out front, yeah, you have to just baby it and make an adjustment. Try to find a line that you can keep up as good as possible. I don't think this, you know, I'm not driving slow. It's driving real good. I am just slow. You know, it's getting on the gas good. It's not kicking out. It's not sliding up too bad. I mean, you can kind of always do that here. I know you see the right front is up, but it's the balance that I have for stability. So in order to change that, I can't just like, I mean, I'm maxed out on springs, so I can't change those. Track bar, yeah, I got, you know, a little room on the right side track bar, but I don't think that's going to gain me through the middle, you know, which is probably where I'm losing the most speed, because I'm way too loose off and have to compensate for that, because that's the nature of the track. But you see, ideally, you want your right sides to be like within 10 degrees in temperature on the middle to one another. And I'm about 20 degrees. I mean, that's within the acceptable range for a, you know, for a decent setup. But I'm also 4 degrees tight, 4% tight, you know, 63 to 68, 5% now, but it changes out of the turns because I'm like tight in and loose off, okay? So I have to make more than just one adjustment to account for that. But as a base setup starting the week, it's not bad because, I mean, it drives really good. You know, I'm like taking a Sunday drive and one-handing it, you know, most of the time in the turns, even with, you know, 60% and 65% right side tires. So that's a huge plus that I can drive it. Now the key is, how do I get some speed out of it without ruining the drive on it? You know? See, I can drive it down low. I can drive it up high. I can drive it in the middle, which is, you know, that's really good. But I think my 33.5 speed is going to be a little bit too slow, you know, halfway through a run. I think I got to be more like a 32.4, 3.4 on average. Let's see where we are reverse. He's 4 seconds ahead of us. Let me take the lead on like 3 laps. Okay. 24, say 24 laps because we lose one. So 12 laps, and he's 4.5 seconds out. That's about a third of a second a lap that he's faster, which is about 3/10, 3.5 tenths. So that's about what we figured last run. So that's like, you know, I'm gonna pass some guys here because they slow down way too much for guys that have trouble. I don't know if you saw that car on the top there was smoking. Yeah, that's a flaw in the game that they have to fix. See, I was trying to see if I can power out of it, but it wouldn't let me. Let's see what's going on. It's not a league, it's career low minimum. How you doing? It's I'm gonna be running. Okay, I have a championship for all 3 Mystic races, Mystic series this week. And this race came up, and I typically have been running this series because I got the truck 100%. Even though this is actually not a 100% truck, it's like 98, 97, 98, because I need more people. But I'm practicing for Friday because I need to figure out the truck a little bit better. So I got it driving real good. It's just a little slow. But I'm also doing this, it actually works out because I'm going to be running a rare dirt race on Thursday in Mystics League at Eldora. And I got a really good setup, but it's in the career mode. And the next race in career mode in dirt is Eldora. So I got to get in there and take a picture of it. So I figured I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone today. 5 damage? I saw 99% somewhere. Air, I have 99% air? Wow. No yellow. Interesting. It's okay, low minimum. Oh, and Mystic was asking if you and Jay want to run with him this weekend. Or, you know, in dirt or asphalt. You can let me know, and I'll put him in touch with you, or, you know, message him. S4G_Mystic, I believe is his PSN. Yeah. So it pretty much looks like I got a 6th place car in this race. Maybe 7th.
Say hi.
Ooh, caution. Yeah, I told you it'd probably be a caution. Huh. Yeah, see that? 36 and 44 bothers me. That security that I'm getting might be part of the issue. Well, I up the wedge at the start because it's too loose. You know, let's up the wedge. Let's do that. I'll probably be out to lunch now, but gotta experiment to find out.
We're going green. Almost ready. Looking inside now.
Good gears. It's okay, they'll pass me in about 5 laps, if not sooner.
Alright, you're clear then.
Oh, it liked the wedge in the middle. see what we got. Well, it's driving actually a little bit more like I would like it to, even though it was okay before. It actually feels faster through the turns. I'm not waiting on it as much. It's not twitchy as it was before. It's more stable off. Maybe we got something there. Something I can work on. It might give me a 10th. Because, you know, they're still gaining on me and going to pass me. I was about 3.5 tenths slower than the leader. So if I'm 2.5 tenths, which we can track once he passes me here.
Careful, still there.
Yeah, it seems a little easier handling. So I got to remember that. 52.5 wedge and a pound more in the right rear. Start. See, it bogs down a little bit there, even though I got a heavy gear. So I'm losing some speed. It's the middle off. I think I'm losing speed compared to these AI anyway. Oh, caution. Well, they're not going to pit, but I'm going to pit because we usually do that. I got plenty of gas. That seems to be good. See, 93 still. Should I dare go a little higher? Let's go a quarter. Because, you know, loosening up too much off. But, might have been too tight for this track. You know, it's progressive banking, so it acts different. Hey, past the line, so I'm going to go inside. So I got fresher tires than everybody else, so you could say I'm kind of cheating here. But I don't have the fastest truck, and it's career mode. You know, and the AI does have certain advantages, so I'm just kind of evening the playing field a little bit. But I do have to get through all these trucks, because I had a top 10 truck, at least I did before the changes. So if I can't get back to at least 6th or 7th place, then my strategy is garbage. And I only have a few laps to do it in. Is it like, oh, 5-6 laps? Cool. That was my steering, why it did what it did. Yeah, the setup I have here is very sensitive, so you can easily screw yourself up.
Alright, you're clear then.
Whoa!
Still there.
Yeah.
You're all clear.
How's that middle? It doesn't like that middle with the wheel turned too much.
Clear high, clear high.
Yeah, if you're watching my steering wheel, I am steering it like that.
Hold your line, stay high.
Yeah, that's because of draft. This is bad. And my truck doesn't like being in here, so I have to... Oh! Almost lost it. I got screwed freezing up. Sorry about that freezing. I thought I can't anticipate, but no. It's a quirk. Middle with the wheel turned off. It does not like to be there. Now, if you've been watching my interval, because I haven't, I think I am just a little bit faster than the leader, but I still have to get through all these trucks.
Stay low, stay low.
See, right there, it just wants to spin around. Ooh. Ah, I killed my momentum.
Still there? Alright, you're clear there.
See, middle here shouldn't be an issue. No, it's not. Yeah, I lost the 10th to him that lap, so I don't know if I have enough. But I'm back up to 8th place. I'm pretty sure I can get back to 6th or 5th or 7th. So it was okay. It made it exciting. Because I was not faster than those top 5 or 6 trucks, so should have went high here, but yeah, so you wanted to get around over here. I really need to watch this screen. See, it's a little bit loose.
Still there.
Maybe a 52.7 wedge, but it's real good in the middle. It's just off the turn. And see, it equalizes out. So you can't, you know, my conclusion is, and I've already known this, is that you cannot have a perfect setup for a track like Homestead. But you can have a better setup, and you just gotta kind of figure out how to drive it. You know, a lot of the pro leaguers use this line here, which I do when I settle into things.
White flag is in the air.
Yeah, just like that.
It ain't a win, but
Yeah,
it's a top
7th. Well, it's about where I figured what kind of car I had. The 101 speed rating. Yeah, I have to fix that. So that's what I got to work on this week in truck. I think I'll probably be the slowest in the truck race. So, and Celtics is awesome. You know, he is. And he's good at track like this. Really, really good. So I'm probably not going to win the truck championship. I'm not gonna stop trying though. But it like I said before, it'll have to come to me. And there's a few other guys that are really fast, you know, that I'm racing against. So I have no illusions. It's my first full season in truck online. I made the playoffs. I made the championship 4. I'm gonna be happy with that, and I can improve. You know, good news is next year it's gonna be Phoenix. And the truck I was still too slow, but I learned a lot from the truck this past weekend, and I ended up winning the Xfinity, and I came in second in the Cup race. Things went when the race went away from me at the end there. You know, kind of thing. I had a good shot to win though, so I got time to improve, don't I? So overall, it'll be good. This is a good test. I didn't wreck. I didn't spin out. Almost spin out. I got 50 grand. Not bad. I'm still leading the points too by 13. I got plenty of playoff points, so we're in good shape in the career, and I think we'll be okay for. 32.5, yeah. I saw the pole here was 32.2 in career mode. Yeah, see that bothers me. I don't know how to get down that fast yet. Oh, let's just sum it up. $139 fans. Win, I get 160. Top 10, I get 139. Okay. See, 96, 97, 98 truck. Yeah, could have used that engine power. Yeah. Probably not gonna race the Xfinity because it's a crappy car. But so I'll end it here. Show you my settings. Manual, high brake smoothing. It's a good thing. It'll help you get on the pit road, and it doesn't, it doesn't affect your control. Actually, helps your control. It's more of a feel thing, so It's not like cheating or anything. 50% 2 times. I got DNFs disabled because, you know, how do you learn anything if you're wrecked out of every race? Stages, driving. Yeah, no aids. Aids slow you down, make it harder to drive. If you know how to drive, it makes it really hard. Because, you know, you expect the car to do something when you go into the turn and it does something completely different. It's like you end up fighting the car. At least, you know, for me. Leave them on, because, you know, if I was doing a regular career mode, I would have it on I guess I would have on none. Let's put it down infrequent, because in the league that I run in a lot, we don't get a lot of we either get a ton of cautions because we have guys that don't know, you know, have a terrible setup, or we get no cautions, you know, kind of thing. Like Saturday I won partly because there were no cautions in the third stage. I think we only had one caution in the first stage. And Sunday I didn't win partly because we had a late race caution. So my setup was better on the long run. I didn't fire off nearly as fast as everybody else. And I also messed up my gearing. I switched to a different setup this week, and I forgot all week. I forgot to change my first and second gears. So my normal really good restart gears like you saw here, no, I didn't have them. I had a scramble to shift up so nobody hit me in the back, which happened a couple times. But what are you gonna do? Get through it. Learn for the next time. Change it. Okay, yeah. So we'll end it here. Thank you for coming along. Please like, share, subscribe. Any comments, questions, please leave them. We're happy to get to them. And as always, you know,